So welcome to Polestar Principles of Movement. We are up for 2 interesting and intense days because we cover a lot of ground. It's mostly a theory course, but we have workshops for each chapter applying the concepts that we see in theory. We will spend 2 days seeing what it is that we do when we teach Pilates and why, and a little bit about how we manage to do those things, how we manage to communicate those things to a body of students. That side will be expanded throughout the entire course. I'd like for you to know that that we are doing a download of information during these 2 days, meaning that it's a lot of material, and it's normal for you to feel overwhelmed, and you should feel comfortable with the fact that you will not master everything that we try to communicate during these 2 days, because this is just planting the seed for something to expand over 6 more workshops that usually take up to an entire year. Polestar has been a blessing because I've been able to join into one project all my movement experience as a dancer and all the theoretical knowledge that you learn when you study physical therapy. And Polestar has given me an opportunity to join in on those 2 things and have them complement each other. So I'm very big enthusiastic about Polestar's work, and I do believe that what we transmit to people is something important besides physical exercise. Transmit this concept of balance, the concept of movement and the concept of movement strategies. We'll be using all kinds of verbal, images, and manual indications. And it doesn't really matter how good you understand or how good you perform Pilates if you're not able and you haven't developed the ability to transmit this to somebody else, to get another body and another person's mind to experience these movement patterns. So as Pilates teachers, communication is as important as it is our knowledge and our own understanding of what it is that we do. Of Polestar's curriculum, physical therapists and fitness people had different programs. And although the exercises and the matter of study is the same, we're studying the same thing, but with a slightly different application. A few years back, we started joining in those 2 populations, and they came to the conclusion, Polestar came to the conclusion that it was actually an enriching situation, because usually physical therapists have a knowledge and a theoretical understanding, a conceptual understanding of things, but they lack experience in movement. And people from the fitness world have a lot of experience in movement, but lack the concepts. And actually, the merging of these two different populations was enriching, because once you enroll in this course, it's a year compromise, and you'll be working with all these different people in all these practical situations. And the interaction that comes out of those courses is really also part of the course and part of being able to work with different types of people and share experience and share your knowledge. Some people think that knowing and owning information is control. But the fact is that we can't control everything. It's way far out of our ability. So we can't control everything, and also our understanding, if we evolve, our understanding of the way things work and how, you know, we fit into the global picture is expanding and changing. And what we know now will be different, hopefully, if we keep on growing, from what we'll actually believe and know in 40 years from now. So being in control doesn't mean understanding and owning and controlling, you know, in that way. The proposal that I like to make to you is that we need to remain flexible and adaptable and available to change, so we can, you know, at a given situation, make the best decision for what it is that we want to do, you know, and how we want to do it. Polestar's education completely follows the requirements for the PMA. Traditionally, they were always mat courses and machine courses. For the Pilates Method Alliance, there is not such a division, because to understand the nature of the work, you actually have to do both. Polestar. The Polestar was founded by Brent Anderson, who is a physical therapist specialized in orthopedic rehabilitation, and also has a PhD from University of Miami. And Elizabeth Larkham. Polestar's big input into the PMA has to do with this, with giving explanations, scientific explanations, and in a scientific frame for all what Pilates exercises entail and what they do to the body, and also being able to perform an evaluation of a person and actually adapting those exercises accordingly. I like Polestar because they're very open. They're very open-minded, and they're always looking for things that will improve our work and will define it better and will make it more efficient. And it is an international, I mean, Polestar is in many different countries, and every 2 years they hold an international Polestar conference, which lasts about 3 days, and people from all over the world come, and you know, and we basically have fun for a couple of days. We see each other, you meet other people from the other side of the globe.